Hey, what's up, everybody? So I just got done playing the Asura's Wrath demo again for the second time, actually, since we've chatted about it on this week's podcast. And, going back through it and kind of going with the mindset that this is a game that's built off kind of trying to mimic an anime, but giving the player control and kind of rethinking QTEs. I kind of commend these guys, at CyberConnect too, in taking a risk and making a game that is so built off the QTE. I mean, think about it. Gamers a lot of times look at QTEs as kind of taking the easy way out. As people or developers just going in and saying, well, we want this big action scene, but we really don't know how to build it, run our engine, and just going out of their way and just making it very simple, a couple button presses. But kind of looking at this demo again and seeing that, the action on the screen, I really felt like I was a part of it, as Asura. And that, maybe in the end, this game might not end up being as bad as I think a lot of people are kind of taking away from this. Heck, even if 3/4 of the game is QTEs, as long as the action on the screen, is as over the top as what we see here, it may not end up being so bad. Now with that said, the story needs to be strong enough to pull you through a full game. When you build a whole game built off QTEs, if that game or if that story is not where it needs to be, it's going to be hard to kind of stick with it. But just knowing the style of game that this is going to be with Capcom, being a Western developer and how a lot of times Western developers take stories and just shoot them off, and then couple in with that the fact that this is based off anime. I mean, that's what anime are. The stories in them are so over the top and so crazy that it may end up actually being a very, very cool game and probably one of the most memorable games, or one of the most memorable games of the year. And we'll see if that's for good or bad. But going back to QTEs, I think that they have their place in video games. A lot of games need them. I mean, I look at a game like Uncharted that is filled with QTEs, but I look at it more as a action game, not as QTE game, because they really have found a nice way to balance it and make it make sense. A game like Heavy Rain, I mean, ultimately that game was almost a full QTE if you think about it. I mean, they had you doing different motions, but in the end, a lot of those were QTE, based. A game like Asura's Wrath, the game's already showing that there are other elements than the QTE. I mean, there was the one part in the demo where it's almost like Space Harrier style. There was the other part where you're actually battling someone. I wish that we could battle maybe a little bit more. The demo doesn't show that. Maybe that'll be in there. I'm not sure. I said this on the podcast this week. I never thought that I would say, give me more filler. I want more endless waves of enemies, but I do. Like, please. Asura seems like he's a very cool character, and I would love to battle him or use him in battle a little bit more, but we'll see where that goes. But trust me, be cool with Asura's Wrath. I think in the end, we all may be pleasantly surprised at how well this game is actually going to do. Maybe not do, but how good it's going to be, how good of an experience it's going to be when we actually do play it.